What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So I just want to shoot this quick intro before we dive into the suspension install. I want to recap real quick. I got the Jeep at 3,000 miles and it had a budget lift. It came with spacer lift, so basically a spacer lift on the stock Rubicon suspension, but it had a Fox Racing shock in the front, as you can see there. So what I did midway from 3,000 miles, now it has 10,000 miles, so between those several thousand miles, I did upgrade the suspension a little bit. So I added the matching rear shock as well as a Rubicon Express lift system, which is also 2.5 inches of lift. So I just kind of matched the setup. I don't like running spacers, so I ran that for 7,000 miles, and it did great on trails and SVRA runs and camping trips and things like that. Freeway, it rides great. So the only issue right now that I've been having is my spring has sunk way too much for my, it's not supposed to be like that anyway. It didn't used to be like that. So I tend to hit the bump stop like quite often now on the most simplest things. So I wish I just went with MetalCloak, and I wish I knew that maybe the Rubicon Express suspension system didn't accommodate for the EcoDiesel, the extra weight of the EcoDiesel, which is I asked them about it. They said that it will work okay, it will work fine, but of course now it doesn't. So at the time when I got the kit, the EcoDiesel was fairly new, so it came out end of 2019, beginning of 2020 and stuff like that. Not a lot of places really know the quirks of the EcoDiesel. So I guess when they produced the kit, they said, oh yeah, it will work, it's the same JL, it's, things like that. So right now there's like roughly 400 pounds extra weight, but it's spread out evenly throughout the Jeep. It's not just the front or anything like that. Ever since then, I didn't really add much. So all I did was the front has been the same, the wheels have been the same, tires have been the same. I added an HD tire carrier, added the 37 back there. Also have a HD Rugged Ridge HD rear bumper, so it's not too much weight extra right now, so as it sits. But I guess all the bumps that I've been hitting, in trails and things like that, the vibration has settled the spring far too much. So this time around, I'm not gonna do the install. So we're going from a MetalCloak. We're going to a MetalCloak 3.5 inches of lift from a 2.5. So I'm not doing the install on this one because it's just far too busy with the move-in with the new house. I'm taking care of the house. I'm doing a lot of stuff with the house. Also, I lost most of my tools. I have to build it all up again. So I would love to make the install video like the one I did previously, but since I already did the install, I kind of know how the suspension works, which is in my mind it's a good thing. It's a good thing to know your Jeep in that way, because if anything breaks down there, you know what's gonna happen. You know how to fix it. Since I did the install, I'm confident, I know what they're gonna do. I know what the stuff that they're gonna take off to replace the suspension, because I went through that myself on the previous video. So I'm gonna have Cloakworks 4x4, which is a sister company to MetalCloak, do the install, and they're gonna take care of me. I'm gonna install also a tie rod and a drag link from them. So there's gonna be a lot of gold bits under there once we're done. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you, I guess I'm gonna take it for a drive, of course, compare the ride quality. This thing rides really great right now. It's on the firmer side, but that's because of my setting on the shocks. I have it on the firmer side because I'm mostly on the road. It's a daily driver. So we'll see how the dual rate spring performs on the street. I'm not sure if I can be able to take it off any trails right now, but I'm gonna look for some. But on the drive home, I'm gonna give you guys my first impression of the MetalCloak suspension after the install. So basically I'm gonna drive this there and then drive it back, and then we'll see the comparison. There you go. So that's how it sits right now. So we'll see at the end of the video how the 3.5 inches of lift looks on this Jeep. Alright guys, we're here. Let's go drop the Jeep off next to these other rigs. Alright, let's go. What's going on, YouTube? So we are back one day later. The Game Changer 3.5 inches of lift kit has finally been installed, and pardon me for the wind that you guys are hearing. There's a wind advisory right now, and I'm trying to find a good space, but here it is. As you can see, significantly much taller than before. So I didn't expect it to be this much taller, but I did expect it to be much taller for sure, but not like, wow, that is much taller than what I originally had coming from a 2.5 inches of lift. So let's go over the parts that was installed. So the Game Changer 3.5 includes you know, the track bars front and rear. You know, you got the true dual rate spring. You got the end links here. Also the upper control arms for front and lower control arms on the front, and also the rear control arms, that's included. The tie rod and the drag link is not included, and they had to do some custom bracketing for my Fox stabilizer here to tuck it up. So basically it used to hang low. It used to be mounted at the axle side right there, somewhere right here, and now they had it mounted up, so now it's out of, you know, harm's way if anything. And this was not like a default, like off-the-shelf type bracket. They had to kind of, you know, it's good that I had Cloakworks 4x4 do the job, so that, you know, any mishaps that could happen, they have access to all the tools and capabilities to machine something and, you know, whatnot. All the gold bits, gold zinc plating and things like that. Here we are on this side, and the back. Yeah, RockSport shocks, long travel suspension, track bar right here too. Yeah, so let's talk about the ride quality compared to the old setup. So the old setup had the, you know, the Fox Racing shock. I think, to be honest with you, the ride quality of this is equal, if not a tad better. But a disclaimer for the Fox Racing shock is I probably had it on a stiffer setting. So, but this one just felt like on the ride home, it was soaking up bumps a little bit better. So it just, I don't know, maybe it's a placebo effect or anything like that. But I think it's really good. So I don't know what they did with it, but it's not an off-the-shelf type shock. So they claim that it is tuned, you know, and things like that, and their own technology and their own specification. And combination with the true dual rate spring, you can see the stiff side right here and the loose side, the linear side right here. So when you're fully extended, you still have a spring on top and the bottom, not like this. When you have just a linear spring, you'll notice that you lose contact on this part and this part when you're fully extended, things like that. But the ride quality of this is just amazing for some reason. And yeah, it's good that, you know, if it's equal to the Fox Racing shocks, and this one, it's just, yeah, I don't mind that at all. So it's too bad I can't reuse my Fox Racing shocks. It's just, you know, it's not rated for 3.5 inches of lift, so that's basically the only reason I can't use it. That's why I had to go for the RockSport. So here we are. The moment of truth later. I don't have plans to take it off-road right now, since we're so busy with the move-in, but the moment of truth is, will it still fit in the garage? So I measured a lot of times if it's still gonna fit, and we will see. Oh, I forgot to mention, part of the kit that I bought is changing the front drive shaft. So you can see there, because the angle of this lift, it does, you know, it's not good for the stock front drive shaft, so it's good to install a newer one, an aftermarket one that could accommodate that angle. And yeah, also the end links are there, that's part of the kit, things like that. Yeah, yeah, so there you go. See, you can see how much space I have back from my bus stop. Before it was just like right here, it was like right there, like an inch. So now I got those back, I'm happy. And it rode really well during this wind too, and it's super stable on the freeway. Not a sponsored video, by the way. I paid a lot of money for this lift. It's not cheap, so yeah, just take that into consideration. This was not given to me. I wish it was, but it is a very expensive kit, but it was worth it. The technology is just quite different from all the other kits that you're buying, to be honest. So let's go to the garage and for the moment of truth, see if it's gonna actually fit in the garage still. Oh wow, all right, look at that, still fits. I measured it a bunch of times before I bought the kit, so I already knew it was gonna fit, but you never know. So even if that's the tallest, I could probably go. So I can't put any racks on the Jeep, but it is what it is. That's fine. So I'll just end it here for now. It's super windy. It's kind of hard to make this video any more interesting, but I got the Jeep into the garage successfully with the 3.5 inches of lift. Hopefully soon we can get on some trips. I can like give you guys a more real world, more you know, kind of review of things. It's just right now, yeah, you know, it's earlier in the year. I haven't planned anything yet. You know, so here it is. This is the Jeep parked in the garage. Yeah, shout out to Cloakworks 4x4 for doing a great job for me. They actually addressed all my concerns, questions, and things like that. So right now it's all just short-term kind of opinions. So I need to give you guys more of a like a couple thousand miles and things like that to make a good judgment. But right now, first impression, driving home, freeway-wise, in the wind. You can hear that wind, like yeah, in the wind, super stable. It's just, you know, so there's that, if anything. Like I said, the shocks comparable to the Fox Racing shocks, rides amazing. Like I said, the Fox Racing shocks is adjustable. I could have probably adjusted softer because this one is more of a, it soaks up the bump a little bit better. But like I said, I could have adjusted the Fox shocks a little bit nicer maybe to make it feel like that. But so there's that. So in terms of comparison side by side, it's almost the same. If not, this one is a little bit better in terms of the RockSport shocks. So, and there you go. This one last look here. This the cool gold bits that's been installed right there. And you know, the true dual rate springs is what I'm most interested in. I want to see how that performs. I'll give it some more miles. Right now it's hard to say. It's one of those videos that I'm just basically showing you what I did, but I can't give you like a definite like this is the way to go because I need to put miles on the Jeep to really find out. So, but at least I just want to take you guys along on the, you know, this journey of upgrading the suspension again, and then on next videos maybe we'll go on some trips. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.